Does it concern unemployment?
Whether it's unemployment or, for example, if you are targeting it to certain places like the Niger Delta program of, addressing the youth issue in the Niger Delta. And what we are saying, for example, is it's important to go back and say, okay, 2 years, 3 years later, where are those youths? Are they gainfully employed? Are they still using the skills and the opportunity that you've given them? If they are not, then it's an opportunity to go back and say, maybe there is something wrong with the policy. It's not working.
So,
yes, sir.
Can we then say that if, because December is the year end, as you said, so in that case, are we expecting some sort of document to be published? And secondly, would you say, or would it be fair to say that at the end of maybe, say, December, if not, maybe the next year end, if the unemployment rate has not reduced, this KPI or this contract, you all are falling short of it?
Well, yes and no, in the sense that, first of all, yes, there will be regular reviews. Initially, we were targeting quarterly, but because some of the figures, and it's not so easy to review them on a quarterly basis, we have now agreed we'll do them on a half-yearly basis. So at the end of each half year, first of all, there will be an internal review by each minister with his own staff to say, okay, these are the targets we've set for ourselves, where are we? Then there will also be a review by each minister sitting with the president to say, these are the targets we've agreed, how far have you gone with them?
In other words, you must also have some key points agreed during your discussions so that you know what you're looking out for.
Yes. You see, each, like I said, the key performance indicators have all been agreed, and in fact we have what we call the baseline values. So 2011, as of December 2011, this is the value of this. You see, it's always better when you give practical examples. One of the measures of quality of education that we have agreed and put in the KPIs of the Minister of Education is, for example, for secondary education, the number of Nigerian students that are getting a minimum of 5 credits and above after graduation from secondary school. We have the figure as of December 2011. This is the figure, and a target has been set for 2012.
But are those things not, subject to manipulation? For instance, now, that's, some people have said we had put out a question asking people to send their questions. Some people have said, how can they ask questions on performance contract that they haven't exactly seen? But given one of the key indicators you've mentioned for the Minister for Education, and if it's based on how students actually fare in exams, considering the rate of examination malpractice and the fact that it's not exactly been on the downward trend, don't you think that that might not provide a clear picture of how her ministry might actually be doing?
Well, that is one of several other indicators, obviously. You see, there's no way you can capture everything in one indicator. And that's why we say, like the ministerial scorecard, several indicators. What people don't realize is that in spite of the challenges to statistics, there is still some fairly good statistics. The Ministry of Education has a very good statistics department that keeps track of these things. Of course, and you see, the beauty of this performance measurement thing is that it will in fact generally help to improve the collection of statistics, because now every minister knows that he has to actually produce the figures. So by setting up the units, the monitoring and evaluation units in every ministry, we are helping to actually track these statistics. And this thing will be made public. They will be made public. So the public...
The statistics or the contract? Or both?
Both.
Okay.
Both. So that at the end of the day, Nigerians will be able to say, yes, if you suspect any figure, you will be able to now query that figure.
Okay. But in terms of the Ministry of Education, continuing with in that line, because it looks as though this is out there and people can easily, perhaps, maybe judge, if I could use that word, because if the Ministry of Education is not able to, or should it be, if it's not, part of the KPI for the Ministry of Education to reduce the percentage of Nigerians who are traveling abroad for studies? Because by the time you pay thousands of dollars and pounds to those economies, you're contributing to increasing the economy. So should that ministry be reducing that percentage? Of course, that means you have to improve the performance of the education system here.
Exactly. You see, you don't have to put everything. The way the KPIs were designed, they had to meet certain criteria, which are called SMART. They have to be SMART. Specific, S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for realistic, and T time bound. So they have to meet those criteria. Now, and that's why it took quite some time to agree with them, because they have to be measurable. They have to be things that you can actually, because if they are not measurable, then there will be all sorts of arguments about have we achieved them, have we not achieved them. They have to be realistic. They have to be achievable. They have to be time bound. So for this period, this is what you have to do. Now, to the extent that the Minister of Education is able to improve the quality of education, especially the criteria, the various KPIs that measure quality.
Yeah.
There were several. Then to that extent, obviously, there's not going to be such a big incentive for people to go outside the country and study. Most of those of us that are older, we studied in this country, whereby with the result that you have, you can get admitted to any postgraduate institution anywhere in the world.